Good morning, it's Wednesday. Here's your assembly for this week. We crawl before we walk. There are sequences to how things are meant to happen, and it's so tempting to blame other people when things go wrong in our lives, but we have to actually start with ourselves, take responsibility for ourselves, and think how we can fix me before we can fix what we think are all the problems outside of me. There's a beautiful poem from an Anglican bishop that reads as follows: When I was young and free, and my imagination had no limits, I dreamed of changing the world, and as I grew older and wiser, I realized the world won't change. So I decided to shorten my sights somewhat and change my country, but it too seemed immovable. As I entered the twilight years, in one last desperate attempt, I sought to change only my family. Now, who doesn't think that life would be so much better if you had different set of parents, different siblings, different family situations? So people spend their lives trying to change or blame those around them. But alas, they would have none of it. And now, here I lie on my deathbed, he writes, and realize, perhaps for the first time, and that if I only had changed myself first, then by example I might have influenced my family, and then I might have spread out to my society, my community, and potentially it could have then changed everyone else around. So we need to change ourselves, and the words I want to give you today is PBA, personal bank account. We can improve our personal bank account, how we feel about ourselves, or we can mess it up like a real bank account. You can deposit or you can take out. What would be a deposit? When you've made a commitment to do something and you've achieved it. Ching ching, you feel good about yourself. You've done what you wanted, and your whole day, your whole inner feeling is elevated, is enhanced. You feel good. You feel you've achieved what you sought to achieve. However, when we make different choices, when we cave to peer pressure, when we promise ourselves we're going to finish a piece of work or get up at a certain time and we let ourselves down, then we've taken out of that bank account because now we feel rubbish about ourselves. We haven't followed through with commitments that we made to ourselves, and we've diminished, we've ruined our sense of selves. It's at that point that we then want to blame everybody else. If only somebody had woken me up, if only somebody had pushed me a little bit harder. But it's not about other people, it's about ourselves. So when you're overly concerned what other people will think of you, when you get jealous by other people's success, when you self-destruct by getting into wrong behavior, that's when you ruin your PBA, your personal bank account. But if you stand up to peer pressure, if you trust yourself, if you set yourself a goal and you achieve it, if you're happy when other people have success, that's when you're putting a deposit into your personal bank account and you can feel good about yourself. So keep promises to yourself. Do small acts of kindness. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself a break. Be kind to you. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie. Think about it. A friend that lied, a friend that constantly let you down, never turned up when they promised, never came over, never called, never texted. You wouldn't like that person. Well, don't do it to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Keep the commitments to yourself. Make a promise today and follow it through. Make a deposit into your personal bank account and begin to build your inner life. When you can build yourself, the healthier, the more robust your personal bank account is, the stronger you will be, and the better able you will be to deal with all the crazy stuff that goes on around. Have a very lovely day.